If you are thinking about becoming an enrolled agent in 2026 because you want a career change, a respected tax credential, or a pathway into US tax work, this video will help you decide whether the enrolled agent path is actually worth it for you. By the end of this video, you will understand what an enrolled agent is, why the credential can be valuable, who it is best suited for, who should probably avoid it, and how to decide whether it fits your career goals. I will also give you a simple decision framework so you do not waste time, money, and energy chasing a credential that may not match your real direction. This is not a hype video. I'm not here to tell you that becoming an enrolled agent will magically change your life overnight, but I am going to show you where the credential can be powerful, especially if you are serious about US tax skills. I'm Vilma Soloria. I am an Australian CPA and also an IRS enrolled agent with 15 years of US Australia cross border tax experience. I have worked with US tax, international tax, and cross border compliance, and I know from experience that tax careers are built on more than passing exams. The credential matters, but your judgment, practical skills, communication, and ability to keep learning matters just as much. So today, let's answer the real question. Is becoming an enrolled agent worth it in 2026? What is an enrolled agent? An enrolled agent is a tax professional who has earned the privilege of representing taxpayers before the IRS. The IRS describes enrolled agent status as the highest credential the IRS awards, and enrolled agents must follow ethical standards and complete continuing education to maintain the credential. That part matters. An enrolled agent is not just someone who prepares tax returns. An enrolled agent has Internal Revenue Service representation rights. That means the credential is connected to tax compliance, tax problem solving, and dealing with the IRS on behalf of taxpayers. There are generally two main ways to become an enrolled agent. Most people do it by passing the special enrollment examination, also called the SEE. The special enrollment examination has three parts. Part 1 is individuals, Part 2 businesses, and Part 3 representation, practice, and procedures. The IRS also notes that effective March 1, 2026, the enrolled agent special enrollment examination is no longer administered by Prometric and has moved to PSI services. Registration and scheduling for the 2026 cycle are now open, with international scheduling opening September 1, 2026. So, if you are researching the enroll agent exam in 2026, be careful with outdated videos or articles that still talk only about Prometric. The process has changed. Step 2. Know why the enrolled agent credential can be valuable. This enrolled agent credential can be valuable for three main reasons. First, it is tax specific. If your goal is to work in US tax, the enrolled agent credential is directly relevant. A CPA license is broader. It covers accounting, audit, business, and more depending on the jurisdiction. The enrolled agent credential is narrower, but that can be a strength if your direction is clearly taxed. The second reason why enrolled agent credential can be valuable, it can increase your credibility. If you are a career changer, overseas accountant, tax preparer, the enrolled agent credential can help show that you are serious about US tax. It gives you a recognized tax credential, not just general interest in the field. Third, it can support different career paths. An enrolled agent may work in tax preparation, tax advisory support, IRS representation, expat tax, small business tax, tax resolution, or within a tax firm. But here is the honest part: the credential itself does not automatically give you a career. It opens a door. You still need practical skills to walk through that door. You need to understand tax returns. You need to know how to communicate with clients. You need to learn tax software. You need to understand deadlines, documentation, ethics, and review processes. So, yes, the credential can be valuable, but only if you build skills around it. The enrolled agent path may be a good fit if you fall into one of these groups. First, career changers who want a serious professional credential without going through the full CPA path. Maybe you are in finance, admin, bookkeeping, accounting support, or another career and you want a more specialized professional path. The enrolled agent credential may give you a focused way into tax. Second, overseas accountants who want exposure to US tax work. This is one of the most underserved groups. If you are an accountant outside the United States and you want to build global tax skills, the enrolled agent path may be worth exploring seriously. Third, bookkeepers or tax preparers who want more credibility. If you already work around financial information and want to move toward tax, the enrolled agent can give structure to that transition. Fourth, people who enjoy detailed rules and problem solving. Tax is not just filling boxes. It requires reading, judgment, accuracy, and the ability to explain complex rules in plain language. If you like structured problem solving, this path may suit you. Fifth, people who are willing to keep learning every year. This is important. Enrolled agents must complete continuing education to maintain their status. The IRS says enrolled agents must complete 72 hours of continuing education every 3 years, with a minimum of 16 hours each year and 2 ethics hours per year. That tells you something about the profession. You are not done learning after the exam. You are entering a field where learning never stops. Now, let's be honest. The enrolled agent path is not for everyone. You should probably avoid it or at least pause before committing if you are only looking for a quick side hustle. Tax is too serious for that mindset. You are dealing with people's money, deadlines, compliance, and sometimes serious consequences. You should also be careful if you hate studying rules. US tax is detailed. If you are looking for something easy and casual, this may frustrate you. You should pause if you are only chasing income screenshots online. Can tax become profitable? Yes. Can it support a good career? Yes. But if your only reason is I heard enrolled agents make money, that is too weak. You need to care enough about the work to become competent. You should also pause if you do not want responsibility. Tax professionals need to know when to answer, when to research, when to ask for help, and when something is outside their skill level. That professional judgment matters. Here is a simple decision framework. Ask yourself 5 questions. Question 1. Do I want to build a career around US tax? If the answer is yes, the enrolled agent credential may be worth serious consideration. Question 2. Am I willing to study consistently for several months? Not perfectly, consistently. If you can commit to a study schedule, you have a real chance. Question 3. Do I want a credential that is specifically focused on tax? If yes, enrolled agent may fit better than a broader credential depending on your goals. Question 4. Am I willing to build practical skills beyond the exam? This is the big one. If you only want to pass the test and stop there, your career growth may be limited. But if you are willing to learn Form 1040, client intake, tax software, review habits, and tax research, the enrolled agent path becomes much stronger. Question 5. Can I see myself working with taxpayers, tax documents, tax deadlines, or tax firms? If yes, this may be a good direction. If all 5 answers are yes, then becoming an enrolled agent in 2026 may be worth it for you. If only 1 or 2 answers are yes, you may need more research before committing. Let's have a look on a real example. Anna is an accountant outside the United States. She has general accounting experience, but she wants to move into a more global career path. She sees the enrolled agent credential online and thinks, maybe this could help me work in US tax. But she is unsure. She worries she is too late. She worries she has no US tax experience. She worries that passing the exam may not lead anywhere. So Anna uses the career fit test. Does she want to build US tax skills? Yes. Is she willing to study consistently? Yes, if she has a plan. Does she want a tax specific credential? Yes. Is she willing to build practical skills beyond the exam? Yes. Can she see herself working with tax returns, clients, and deadlines? Yes. For Anna, the enrolled agent path may be worth exploring, but her next step should not be to panic buy every study material she sees. Her next step should be to create a 90-day roadmap. Understand the credential, choose the first exam part, build a study schedule, and start learning basic US tax return concepts. That is how she moves from curiosity to direction. And that is the difference between chasing a credential and building a career path. So, is becoming an enrolled agent worth it in 2026? My answer is yes. If you want a serious path into US tax and you are willing to build both exam knowledge and practical skills. But no, if you are only looking for a quick shortcut, a guaranteed income promise, or a credential you can collect without doing the work. The enrolled agent credential can be powerful, but it only works best if you treat it as the beginning of your tax career and not the finish line. If you are seriously considering this path, I created a free enrolled agent career change roadmap to help you understand the credential, the exam parts, and the first practical steps to take. You can download it using the link in the description. And if you want practical guidance on the enrolled agent exam, US tax skills, and building a career path into US tax, subscribe to Enrolled Agent Career Launch. This channel is here to help you move from confusion to clarity. You do not need to know everything today. You just need to know whether this path deserves your next 90 days. If the enrolled agent credentials fits your goals, then the next step is not to overthink it. The next step is to build a simple, serious plan. In the next video, I'll walk you through what an enrolled agent actually is, what enrolled agents can do, and how this credential fits into a real tax career path. I'll see you there, and here I am cheering for your success.